What's up, guys? Welcome to the Hard Carry, where we're carrying CDL matches from Twitch straight to you. I'm here today with my co-host, Catalyst. What's up, Cat?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, guys? All right, today we're looking at New York versus the Florida Mutineers.
Yep.
And in the last couple times, New York has really been dominating. We're looking at Kismet and Hydra from that side. But Sky's on the other side with the new guy, Capsidal. They're really looking to make a flare-up. We're going to see what happens.
You're thinking of Fellow and Capsidal, but that's okay. But as
Skies.
we get into, we got Lando and Study. Nope, Skies is with Hydra and Kismet.
Ooh, I am totally dead wrong.
You good. You good. We got Lando and Study here. Remember, this is Major 3 tournament action. This is the loser's bracket, so loser will go home 8th through 12th with absolutely nothing. Let's check it out.
Clean 3-0. So obviously,
we're
New York
pretty
coming into the
nasty
series
today.
very confident.
Capsidal, he really
we
wants to
haven't been
make a
able to see
big
them
scene
all weekend
today
long.
because he wants
We
to
just have to
cement
find
his
out
spot
what
in
they
the
are
Pro
about, man.
League
You make
once
that
again.
roster change, you get
The last
bigger,
time
one
he
of your
got sent home a
strongholds
little
is
early,
destroyed 'cause you were
especially
trying to
after
move
body
in the
shotting
respawn
Slasher.
At least they
A
well, the
little
stage, they're already
embarrassing.
a couple hard points for
Yeah, you
some of the
don't
top
need to do
echelon
that.
teams.
Yeah, I love what the Devs touched on when
Don't
it came down to the
need to
Florida Mutineers. It's
do
like, you know what?
that.
Let's wake up.
They had some kind of tech
We're in the
issue, so
middle
let's
of
hope
the
that they got
season,
that
and right
figured
now
out
the
and we're about to
Mutineers
get going.
not in a great spot. We talk about champs. Victories like this is what has really
Bulldog
made
looks
this
locked in.
Florida team
Sky's
famous
sitting next to
our
him.
past few seasons. We know what they
I
were
hope
able to
all
do
the
in
we
Vanguard.
sending our thoughts out to
Here in
Arcides.
J.
I don't know what
Allen
happened to him
for
today,
hotel
but
on point, but
he apparently couldn't
stress
compete.
you
So
folks
we are
of
definitely sending
what
our
is
love
our
to Big Man
match
Arcides out
for
there.
this
Make sure he's
series?
all right.
Why is the opener
For sure,
these
for
first
sure.
games
The biggest of
so
trolls.
crucial for the
We love
Mutineers?
our cities.
This opening map is massive for the
Starting
Florida
out with
Mutineers. See that record
Hotel
overall,
Hardpoint
4 and
here.
7 last
It looks
in
like
rotation.
NYSL
With this
has a
new
good
squad,
record.
They're actually 2-0. They were able to take down some
NYSL looking at 10 and 7 versus Florida for at least this map and this game type. The rotations aren't really looking up the par though. We're gonna see what happens. The
Florida.
breaking is what I want to see.
Florida dead last in rotations, so let's see if we can take a look at that while we start this Hotel Hardpoint.
This map number 1 is everything for the Mutineers.
Yes, indeed.
Hydra really pushing forward.
Mutineers, can we be
Ooh,
treated with
and
a,
two get dropped
another game five
immediately.
potentially? We just had a wild
Philo, an
series that's
old
gonna be
pro,
difficult to top
felonies.
that last one. Texas
He's
versus
coming back
Ravens
this
was
year.
absurd.
And he's making
Jump in
noise,
here
not gonna lie.
toward P1, and so far, great
Yep,
job
he was
from the
playing really good in
Mutineers. They eventually
challengers.
cleared
So
one out. And now
they
it's
had
time
just
for
won.
New
He
York
had just
to
won the
jump inside of
Boston
the
Major
Yeah, with only 30
with
seconds left, New York able to find the break. You just got to be able to locate
who was
the
he
player
playing
fellow
with? I think
who's his way right on
Ghosty
by you,
and
take care of him.
it was
You
him,
find both players
Ghosty,
on the side of Florida
Yuli,
who are
and
trying to
someone
flip
else.
those
I
spawns, and you're
forget there was
maintaining the
another
better
one, but
side of the map. So final 15 seconds should be able to go in favor of
All right,
the Florida
Kismet's
Mutineers.
taking
But now
control
you
of
have to try to
chairs in
execute
blue
the break.
room right
What's
now.
the plan? They're going to try to pursue Shandy's side.
There's a
They want to
challenger
keep on
tournament.
that side.
There's a challenger tournament going on this weekend too. Should be interesting to keep an eye on who wins that beast.
Yeah, they were trying to pull Neptune out to get LAG earlier today, but he was unable to be pulled out. I don't know why. They didn't say, but Marky B ended up taking over for our cities, which was incredible, by the way. It was awesome. What a great way to see an old pro come back to life.
Hey, when your coach has to come into play, sometimes he just can do what he can do, you know.
Hey, you just have to knock on the chin and keep moving. All right, back into the game. Kismet. Oh, Kismet looked like he was dominating, but I didn't see nothing but green on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, Florida, huge break there on P2. And still, all the
Looks like the
kills
full
going
setup.
towards Florida. Still crazy.
Now they're going to set up for this next point.
Yeah, here comes the last place rotation team. Can Florida get a decent rotation?
Priest in the pit. Ooh, good shots. What a great way to play your life.
Looks like
Despite
NYSL
ADSing.
have a pretty good hold on this one.
Yeah, New York now fully set up. They know all of where Florida are going to try to attack from. Trays are bound through the middle of the map. You have one player in Kismet trying to set up that pinch. He eventually does get taken down. So now Florida have the numbers. You just have to find the trade.
It's open. He's coming through. Nobody. Ding dong.
Oh, I think he stuck him. He did stick him. Nice stick.
Dead.
Hydra.
Look at the year. 3 years running.
Kismet said, I don't need to freaking snake. I'll just lay right here.
Yeah, no sir. Give me a Vaznev and I'll knock on the door
Now we gotta
myself.
cut the losses. You have to make sure you're rotating because already Sky's gonna put himself in a position to be there early for New York. Hydra with the pinch, he's able to cut down the last two. And now with all of
They're
Florida
gonna start setting up for the next hill. There's 10 seconds left. You see a couple of them standing back to get some of that scrap.
Yeah, but look
So
at all
that's what
four of
needs to
Florida
happen.
moving together. They're actually playing
Moving
really
as
well
a
together.
fucking unit.
Yeah.
Capsule to help lead the charge. Mutineers, they do break
And
all
look,
the way
now they got a
to the
nice,
outside, and
nice control hold of that bar area.
talked a lot
Yep,
about this,
everybody
but
got their
roster
own place to
change,
look
trying
at.
to stay
Everybody's
solid,
sitting in their
search,
own little
destroy,
spot.
and it comes down to Harpoint,
Let's have
hoping
lunch.
that they would see improvements there, and well, it's been, okay. You and I talked about it. It feels like
Fellow,
Hello,
stop
Florida.
snaking and
I'm
just
also-
shoot.
to hopefully make this team more well-rounded.
Oh yeah,
Too
without
much
question,
snake,
especially
not enough
going
shot.
against like
Yeah.
a team like New York. You have to make sure your SGs are performing.
What
And
a
so
great
far,
nade by
Capitals
Capsule there.
call. New York are able to find the break in the final moments of this P4 hardpoint with only 25 seconds left. Florida are getting those bedroom songs, so they're still going to put pressure on
Yep,
it.
great break by
Getting
New
those
York.
close points. You just have to win a couple of
You
these
need to
gunfights.
start
They
thinking about
cannot do so.
rotations.
They cannot
If
win the
we were
trade.
playing,
New York
you would
come out
hear
on
me
top
yelling
once
the
again.
R word.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about racism.
Fellow already rotated for Florida. So Florida, pretty nice rotations here. 2 in a row
Yep.
to get
That's
initial
something Lewis
time on both last 2 hills.
Capsule looking and slaying. He wants it and gets it.
12 and 9 start.
Hydra happens to take him down there.
In the end, Subliners prepare for the break. Can they find it early? It's the SMG.
Someone's
the
snake
Subliners
bitten.
who are trying
It's
to set up
fellow
something
again.
special. Nearly elite
Too
shapes
much
coming
snaky,
through.
not
We're
enough
looking at a
shooty.
tie game here too.
Hydra just hit such a perfect route right there. He's going to block that kitchen spawn.
Yeah, but if NYSL, yeah, I was about to say if they get that kill though, they're gonna get this 30 seconds.
They find all 4
My brother,
kills.
we
Eventually,
need
they find
headshots
the
and hand
break,
grenades, not shoots and ladders.
which was
Yep.
a beautiful pitch coming in from Hydra. So final 20 seconds, Florida. You got to hold
Hydra
it down.
14 and 8
Control.
though.
This is
Nice
the
start.
game you need to hold.
Ooh,
They're
Hydra.
not giving up on
Getting
the pressure,
slayed
though,
out
as
there.
Havoc and Fellow, they
That's
combine
not
for
pretty.
2, but they're just going to cut their losses. They're going to rotate, set up properly for the next hill.
I don't know about you, man, but I just feel like our first
Another
rotation
rotation for Florida.
You got the hard point rotation, big deal. It's really been about the breaks. 130.
But yeah, NYSL actually have been breaking every single Florida rotation. And
Like I
right
said
now,
at the
they only
beginning
have
of the
one
game,
person
the
on
rotations
rotation.
are bad. The breaking is what we need to see.
Actually, they have a pretty good hold right here. Look at that setup. It's weird, but
If it works, it works.
okay, they just got.
You know, I would like to see a little bit more out of Havoc where Kleenex was yesterday and that back far left, right behind the hill. For the entire hill, the dude went on an 8th Street, Tobias.
No snap. I wish I saw that, man. I've been missing a lot of
It
games.
was beautiful.
Just got off work, but we are bringing you all the action from here on out. Maybe we might miss a
Straight
few
from
tomorrow. There's a lot of
Twitch
games
to
tomorrow,
you.
but we'll see what's up. There's like 8, there's like 7 games tomorrow, so.
I think for New York, man, you're pretty happy with the scoreline that you had.
We're gonna do what we can, though. We're gonna bring you as many as we possibly can.
Every time it feels like that New York have been playing Hotel Hardpoint lately. It's gone down to like the last hill. It's
Havoc
typically
missing a
over
flat or a
at the
stun
diner.
grenade.
On
Bounced
the
it off
side,
the
they've
couch
been
on
better
accident.
I saw that.
That happened to be his downfall. He had to push forward to get away from it.
Florida, nice P1 action here.
Ooh, they are breaking hard.
So far, New York are in control of this game. They just have to do a better job this time
They
around.
got 30 seconds left, so what they really want to concentrate on is keeping that spawn and making sure they're pushing through right exactly where Hydra is, honestly. They need 2 on that side, maybe 2 just holding hill and distracting. Oop, Florida has people on P2 spawn. That is not good for New York. Listening.
Nice, good job. I'm on P4.
Yo, I'm gonna dive across the engine here.
Ready?
Ready?
P4? Yeah, I can help you. Yeah, I'm in P4.
Yo,
Yeah, I got someone down there, right?
yo, he's back car on me.
One guy's coming down there.
Yo, secret wall.
Secret wall. He's not weak on the right. Secret on me. Yo, P4 lobby. Lobby, one shot.
Lobby and secret wall. Lobby and secret wall.
Capsule on the lobby heading me.
Get killed. You're good.
Lobby
Lobby
heading
wall.
Lobby. Secret wall, one shot.
Okay, one
Secret
shot.
wall, one shot.
He's pushing out of sight, bro. There's only 2
I'm
engines.
Yeah, I'm
2 time,
secret
1
wall.
engine.
Alright, go for it. One, give me that cheers. One,
Secret wall. Really big secret wall. Really big secret wall. Laying down secret wall.
Need him, I got the choke.
Nice, P2 7.
Go, cheers. That probably hole. He went to hill. Secret pillar.
We got time. Close right.
Spawn engine,
Just shit back.
yeah, I got your hole.
okay?
Yo, before, there might be secret. Help him secret, Loki.
Yeah, I need your lobby.
I'm gonna roll.
Watch out, kill somebody. Just nice. Yo, in new,
He's in here,
okay?
In the week.
I'll your lobby.
In the watch out.
I'm going to storage. Can you go above me?
Hold on,
Yeah, go, I'm going right. I'm going right.
I'm gonna get the wood cross. One's already in there, right?
Okay.
I have the back wood cross unless they're already there.
I have storage. I'm in storage.
Nice one. He spawns out. He spawns out, okay? I'm leaving this.
All right, well, a nice check-in there with New York. You can tell they were trying
It's a
to
nice
set up a
listening.
number of different
Good
plays
listening.
over
That was
toward
pretty
the
good.
lobby. Not sure where
All
you're
I gotta
talking
say
a lot
is it's
so far
really
throughout
calm.
this game, but
It's
Jay,
collected.
22 and 16, the man is
But
fine.
that kind of
Put
it
up
worries
the
me a
numbers
little
that
bit.
he usually does,
The more
but
loud you get,
New
the
York,
more
they were
hype
able
you
to
are.
find the break with about 35
Well,
seconds
they're
to go
winning,
towards that
I
so-
guess that isn't a worry.
lead. It's looking like the way that it is now, winning
This
that
No,
that
race.
nasty
it's more
scar
energy, you
shot.
know. It's more
Close
like
out this
keeping
game here,
yourself
Florida. They're set up
extra
all around
attentive
the
and
map,
extra
coming from
focused. I
every
mean, it's a
single
good,
angle.
it's a
Break
good
might
call,
be in.
but
Yeah, it absolutely
True.
has to.
they are winning
And
right
that
now,
30
so
seconds would definitely make the
they don't have to.
scoreline look a
They don't have
lot
to go a
better.
little too crazy.
It's going to need to be a
They're
solid
not
hold
just
toward the
winning,
end
they're
of the
almost
kitchen. No
absolutely
contest time. You
dominating.
cannot afford to allow for New York to get a break, even really
They got a
too much
break
of a
right here. Oh, he just got
contest.
shot by his own
Team
homie.
shots come forward. That will definitely help a little bit
It's okay then.
here for
Priest
the Mutineers. Can it be
understands.
a last-second break now for the Subliners? Kismet
It's
follow.
Kismet.
Priest that does too.
Ooh, Capital
Nice double
getting
there for
both.
Big Cap, but it's really going to be
Tough
about this
shit.
rotation. Scrap points awarded, but you need another big team fight win.
And right now, New York, they find themselves in a perfect scenario. You have Skies that's already pushed
Nice
out
shot
towards Veteran, so
there.
he's going to
Got
cause
him
problems
right
for all
before he
players
could
of the Florida
get
Mutineers,
behind
trying to
bar.
locate where he is as he finds
Or the
another
blue
kill
bar,
on towards
rather.
Havoc. Look at those spawns for Florida, all the way towards Kitchen. They have to try to break through single arch, have to try to break through mid couches. As New York
25
just rallying
seconds
up that
till
time,
New York wins
25
this.
seconds
What?
Until they take map one.
Wow, instant kill by Fellow.
A lovely
Yeah,
little
that
headshot
was
there
insane.
from Priest that we'll see if that can make
Obliterated that guy.
enough of a difference. 50 points is currently the
It's a
scoreline.
Leviosa.
35 still left over
Leviosa.
at the bar. Fellow trying to lead this team back. Very much so the veteran when it comes down to this roster. However, he gets filled with lead. Skies on the other side.
Skies.
Now at 5 in a row. He eventually drops.
Havoc
Mutineers
capitalizing
still
on
contested.
the
Fight
yellow
fighting.
side.
Doing a great
Brad
job
coming
just
up with
winning
a
the trade
follow-up.
battle. Havoc finds two. Brad eventually flies in for the third. So the final 15 should go in favor of Florida. Now you just have to win your rotations, but you do have Kismet who spawns out towards back. Also, the break is going to come in the final 10 seconds, but
What an
you cut your
ankle
losses
shot.
if you are Florida. Now you have to get a flawless hold in towards the diner to get yourself back into this one.
Right now for Subliners, we've talked about it consistently. So many games have come down to the wire. Finally, can it begin to favor them? Mutineers early. They need to go for the team wipe. Capsule doing his job. Havoc as well. The same thing can be said, but have New York found their lane? Caprista open things up. Hydra drops.
They're on the flank, or
Wave one
maybe.
clear, but here
No,
comes the next
there might
one.
be one.
You could tell Subliners, they're trying to work out
Yeah,
something,
it's a
Jay, but they
negative
keep
on the
losing
flank.
members.
Yeah, they're trying
Now
to
they
figure
are.
out what angle they want to attack from. They're going to try to go from kitchen. Havoc cuts down one, but Skies
Skies cuts it off.
So far, Florida Mutineers, they have turned up to a whole different level. Only down by 20 points. They cannot win the game here. So you see New York, they should do a great job of taking control of that kitchen side. They're cutting their losses. They know that it's going to make it over towards the platform. You just have to win this next set of fights.
Oh my God, Havoc. A big gunfight victory for him. As long as he stays stationary, the rest of the Mutineers can begin to make their way forward.
Florida only going to be about
Eventually drop, but here comes
6
the
points
pressure.
away from winning.
Player 5, player 6, those are the guys right now to look out for here for the Mutineers.
This has been every
A big
hard
fight
point
that they're
this
gonna need
weekend.
to take, and can it be Capsule's opportunity?
Oh!
Yes! He's able to
Oh!
grab it.
Good
New
deal
York,
like that.
however, drop him.
Hydra and
now
Fellow
they
now.
time. It's going to be another break for the
Fellow's
Florida
gotta break
Mutineers.
it.
They gotta get it done.
Only 5 seconds for both
He
teams.
got him!
Florida, they find the
Oh my
nation.
gosh!
They close it out right now.
Florida!
They're going. They're
Take map
going.
1!
Florida, take it!
It was Fellow
Come
made the
on.
play against
Doing
Hydra.
lap number 1, but do not have the ice in those final moments.
Fellow said
Florida,
no.
take their time. Brack was the only guy
Wow,
alive
great
towards
play.
that kitchen.
Why would they make it was just 1v1 literally on the point for that last 5 seconds?
Relieves that pressure. The stack comes in for Florida Mutineers, and they take
Wow.
map 1.
Wow.
Absolutely
Another
wrong.
situation, Jay. It's
Oh
another.
my, man.
It's
Okay.
another hotel hard point that is within now 6 points.
Skies,
This is what happened
25 and
yesterday versus
19.
Toronto.
Brat.
Another close
Oh wait, no, that's
hotel
Fellow,
hard point
26
loss
and
that has got the
23.
sting. If you are the
Capsule,
Subliners,
25 and
we were bringing
24.
up the stats, we were bringing up
Nothing
the
crazy.
statistics. But for the
Except for
Subliners, man, it felt
Skies.
like they were in control pretty much throughout
Yeah.
that game. Some dicey moments. Obviously, the Mutineers had a good situation here or there, but it started with Bar from that point forward. They got the early rotation, big 1v1s that went their way. And then obviously we could talk about the parking lot all day, man, but that is a huge loss here for the Subliners. We'll go and take a look at the highlights, Jay.
I just think New York just made a couple mistakes on this map. Are you talking about
Yeah,
the setup towards double
just
deck?
a couple
They did a great
mistakes
job
at
of
the
finding
end,
that first
too.
set of
They
kills.
had it.
They were controlling the spawns. You know where Florida are coming from. That's from the middle of the map. They have to push through single arch. They didn't put themselves in the best positions to win those easy
They kept Florida just hanging
break.
around too
And then
close.
when they needed to get a flawless hold over towards the diner, which is not an easy hill to hold.
No.
Like, you're usually getting those middle close spawns. That's what New York were getting. They just couldn't figure out the angle they wanted to take. It's either we're going to rat back to a Shandy side, one player drops dead. And now you got to rotate over towards the kitchen side, and the trades are bound. Florida was just ready for the action over towards that diner point, and then at this point, it's a photo finish, man.
This
New
one,
York, they had
that was
back
it.
on,
It
so
was just
Brack
Fellow
Lock in that
versus
position,
Hydra,
just
and
wanting
Fellow
those
killed
players
him.
all the way across the map for New York, to where it opens up that front push for Florida. Once they find that nade pill, just simply stay down, get the time, and close out the map number one. That's the
Great
tough
reaction
swallow
out of
for New
Fellow.
York.
Yeah,
I love
just
it.
feel like in that moment,
I
Trap, parking
love
lot,
it.
Mutineers, all four players aware of what needs to be done, right? Fellow tosses out his nade, he stays alive. Brax winning his fights on the other side of the map that could have made a crossfire happen to kill Fellow. Just wonderful
Fortress
coordination there
Search and
towards the
Destroy
end. And
next,
Mutineers, we talked about it. The big strength of
as
this new roster
we
is that they really
look
don't
at
have
the
a
map
specialty
results on
when it
map
comes
1.
down to their game modes. Different modes have maybe not seen the improvement that we would have liked, but another hard point win. It's starting to get better, Jay.
Hey, New York hit 420 shots, so
244 to 250.
that's
New
not a
York,
sign.
very
I don't know
first
what
attempt on a hard
else
point, gave
would
up
be.
the P2 for free.
Yeah.
They got all 4 kills and was so aggressive on the map that they allowed Florida to get the free back spawns and then find the break and hold it for about 30 to 40 seconds. Those are little mistakes that you can't make at this level, because every single team in the CDL are all professionals. Some of the best players that we have in the world, they will be able to capitalize on it, and Florida took advantage of that situation.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And, you know, you and I, we've chatted about it so far to kick off this series. We even talked about it before we, you know, put on the headsets, the lights turn on. You know, it's close enough, Jay. The headsets, lights, you know, it gets confusing. But we talked about it a lot, and it was a matter of like, hey, when it comes down to map vetoes, Florida, just do as much damage as you can at the start and just try to hold on. Job done in game 1. Fortress Search and Destroy, man. This is a wonderful
Florida
map
don't want to
for
go
the
home.
Mutineers, no matter what roster iteration we've got.
Yeah, that's the scary part, man, is that Florida are 4-1 compared to New York, who are 3-4, that just played this map yesterday versus Toronto Ultra. And the biggest thing that New York made mistakes on is their first blood.
Another
They
tech
got
or what?
6 out of 9
Nah,
first bloods,
I don't think
but
so.
They only converted 2
They're just
of those
haven't even
rounds.
started. They
The
just haven't
scout
started
reports
yet.
all throughout Major 3. They were 3rd overall in the map records. Hardpoint 3rd, S&D 6th, and then Control 2nd. Like, their respawns are on point. S&D is where they have to usually work on. Last time these two teams matched up, it was New York getting the better of them on a totally different map. But with Florida taking that map number 1, all momentum has to be on their side, and now they're going into their best search and destroy as an organization.
I forget what numbers Davis was bringing up earlier. Brack has like a 4 KD.
It's unreal.
Ooh,
on
wait.
Fortress Search and Destroy.
Baseball?
Baseball.
I think if you're New York, you gotta handle that.
Baseball it is.
KD, that's just not possible, Jay.
All right, looks like
Can't
fist
allow
bumps
too much
are
strength.
going
He
out.
usually does it on the defensive end. When Brack is on the lineup for the Florida Mutineers, when
I
they're
gotta
playing
write
some
down the
Fortress Search and
timestamp.
Destroy, he is 15-1 on the defensive side.
I got
It's
Sunday
unbelievable.
Driver
Basically
and
guaranteed they are the
Cosmos.
best defensive team on Fortress Search and Destroy.
I don't know what I got.
With him
Here we
putting up
go.
the numbers that he is, you have to look at that guy to keep pace on this map to potentially put his team up 2-0. New York have to try to respond.
Dang, Brack, look at that. Fortress S&D for the whole season. 4.17.
So we're just breaking all kinds of barriers right now.
Let's see what happens.
Stats out the window. Brack, a different beast.
And he's got a 15 defense? What?
It's not just one map. It's not just one stage. No, he's been doing this so far throughout the season. I know he was dropped for a little while, but you get the point. Nade's tossed out to round 1 we go. New York on attack, and well, there is
Oh,
a
wow.
first blood.
That's a beautiful team nade. Coming in from Florida to find that first kill onto Priesthood. No trophies to work with. So you know they're not going to be aggressive over towards that A site. So now in the 3v4 situation,
He just
Jeff
dropped the
Kismet
bomb.
holding down the double windows, making sure no one's going to hop up. But Havoc put himself in such a great position. He's going to be the guy that can make the play.
Very much so. Snuck through enemy lines, hanging
They're
out.
gonna try to go to B.
Cannons with that. First few shots are going to be revealed. Obviously, as we talked about, it was the nade over the top that ended up taking down Priest up. But now Havoc, his opportunity to strike, does not spot player 3 in Sky. So But that
Havoc
being
is
the case, it now
moving.
brings it into a 3v2. Florida with numbers. Problem being for Subliners is they've got to get that bomb, and right now, the only viewpoint, Jay, looks like maybe a B bomb site rotation, but
They keep
right now
dropping
for
it.
Mutineers, they got all angles covered.
Yeah, right now New York, they're just trying to sniff out where Havoc is playing because he's causing them problems as he's able to take down his best friend in Kismet. Those guys have a lot of history together, but now it's all on to Skies in the 1v3. With only 20 seconds left, no dead silence to work with. Just going to fly out, go for an ego chow. And Florida Mutineers take the round number 1, get that first blood with the nade.
Reggie.
All on to Havoc. Just putting himself in that position towards bottom arc.
Like
Caused
Zoink,
so many
Scoot.
problems
It looks
for the
like
New
they're
York
gonna
camp.
have to take
Florida
over from
take
here.
round 1.
Yeah, it feels like that round 1 is a perfect example of why we expect the Mutineers to be
They're gonna have to play some more defense.
Destroy. Now, I've had a few chats in the green room. I feel like this Florida team
You
should
know
be
what,
elite in
Scoob,
search
you're
destroy.
right.
Regardless of all that, you get to lay witness to the talent this roster has. Nice little pre-nade coordination coming in from Fellow. As you talked about it, Jay, Havoc, nice and aggressive. Causing some issues early here for New York. Now it's Florida's chance.
They love
At
that
the
box
attacking
right off the
side,
break.
As per usual,
New
here
York
on
side.
Fortress, you know roughly where players are going.
They had
but
to
now
keep
it
that
could
in
be
mind for the next time we
to
play.
cause a bit of issues. Nice
Ooh.
long range shots. Tries to go for the snap. He gets dealt with 3v3.
3v3 now. Take care of the aggressor on the side of New York. So you can potentially start working towards this bomb plant at A. They're trying to sniff out where the
Ooh,
other player
Havoc.
is. They're able to take down Priesta. Now make it a 3v2, all left up to Kismet and Skies. And look at Skies. He's just going to take some map control, put himself in a position to at least stop the bomb plane.
Able to win that one. Now brings it into a 2v2. Mutineers with the process of Skies essentially leaving the bomb site. That's going to allow for a free plant. And Capsule will get out unscathed. So now it's going to be up to Kismet and Skies. Deddy popped there for the Bulldog. We'll see what information he can find as he looks to try and make a bit of a dent. Gain a bit of map positioning, a bit of map control. Capsule.
Oh, nice team setup.
There for Brack. Lovely work for Florida in that tight 2v2. Plant the bomb, get out of dodge.
Guy tried to go after. That was a nice bait and switch. Skies was going after Cap.
From Florida.
Brack just
Take
popped
down
right out and
Hydra,
killed
make it a
Skies.
3v3 and not give up on the aggression. Coming in from the street side. They
Call
take
that
down
the old
Priesta,
bait and
forces to a
switch.
3v2. Even though Skies is able to take down one, no hesitation on that bomb plant. Put someone towards the back 18. The other player playing towards the tree. As they set up that crossfire flawlessly and take round 2.
Another situation where New York, much like yesterday, find the first blood, not able to convert the round. That was a big issue yesterday versus Toronto. Want to see them be better in spots like that. A chance to improve. But as we said for New York, you've got to be solid. You brought it up earlier, Jay. Every single team right now in the CDL is going to put up a very solid fight. As utility is tossed, information is gained. 59 seconds now.
Yeah, this is where Florida just do their work. On the defensive end, no one's budging. No one's trying to make a heroic play. They're just watching the cross over towards the bomb. Once you see a couple players cross, this way you invest those tags. But
Wieners.
now that they know, the bomb is now going to be planted. They're sending 3 players towards the flank.
Oh, Hydra got one.
He was able to take down one, but Havoc there for the instant trade.
Good work from Havoc. Now it's going to be on really
Havoc said
the
nah,
Subliners
dog.
back defense. Kismet, as
Nah,
much damage as he can do from the front would be wonderful. Skies able to
Oh.
handle one. Kismet not able to.
Did he
What a
think that
face.
no one?
Continuing
Did he
to
think that he wasn't
I
getting
don't know.
shot?
Possible. Fellow
I don't know.
is going to drop that bomb. Havoc drops, but Fellow ends up popping off of it.
Fellow dropped the
understandably so.
defuse. He
New York
could have
are
got
still
it.
here. The ARs, very much
Too
so.
late now.
He's screwed
Having
now.
a wonderful time in the back of the spawn, making
If you're gonna
Florida
go for it,
scramble.
just go
Havoc
for it,
did
bruh.
all he could. But from there, New York grabbed their first round.
Yeah, Havoc was just trying to make the play, trying to keep his teammate alive in Fellow. He was trying to hop that defuse, but once he drops, Fellow knows that they have 18 control. There's no way I can commit towards this defuse. And eventually, New York with the setup around the bomb once they get it down. You hold down that back 18, you throw a couple snakes in. You're able to secure the round. New York finally get one on the board, now down 2-1.
This is going to be an aggressive round from Hydra. He has brought out that sniper. Oh, I thought he hit the shot,
he
but
did
it's
it. Okay.
Kismet who ends up landing the nade. Capsule has some words as well. A Semtex and a frag so far have stamped themselves here in round number 4. We talk about it often, Hydra with that sniper in hand. Historically, has been fun to watch, but it hasn't led to a whole lot of round
The
success.
game's not
He
about
ends up falling. The same thing can be said for Kismet.
Maybe.
Knocking him down. It looks like
your
a
old
shooting
ass and
gallery.
put you to work, huh?
Sky's last man up in position known.
I could
My
definitely
hand-
use my
my-
duo deck for one night.
My hands are killing me today.
I feel it, bro. I feel it for sure.
We'll see how I feel whenever all this is over.
I can't play with these scrubs every night.
Trade in the first bloods. Then are able to make it a 3v3, get that bomb
kidding.
down.
Yeah, you
Force
can.
New York
You
to
just don't
retake.
like
They
to.
usually find a lot of success.
Yeah, I know.
Reverse optic, right? 2v4.
It ain't the
they were
same,
able to
man.
do,
It
but
ain't the same.
not
Nobody
that
runs
time around.
strats with him.
Florida just too strong in the
Everybody's
setup.
just
Once
off
they get
doing their own
post-play,
thing. You
they're
know?
able to now go up 3-1.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like Lord of the Flies.
I know he dies there by a nade, but you okay seeing him rock that weapon from time to time? I mean, it just feels like the playmaking opportunity sometimes can cause some issues if he's not able to do Hydra things.
Oh yeah, it's very difficult when you have that sniper pistol in hand.
All right.
Like a player like
What a
Hydra,
kill
who
by
usually
Brack.
just dominates with the submachine gun, but
Just waiting for
I'd like to
Hydra.
see him just put that away. Down 1-3. You don't have to take
I've
any
never
more
seen a
risky
good
plays.
like counter to that flash door.
Keep that bad
You know what I
ball,
mean?
He is gonna get first blooded on the
That was
round.
the counter.
Florida
Yep.
fully set up.
Woo!
Offensive push.
Capsule
finds another.
capitalizes.
Great reaction there for Big Cap.
Oh,
This
no.
man
Uh-oh.
returning skies
2v2.
with another.
End up finding a 2-for-1 trade. Now with that being the case, Brack is going to pop that dead silence and now allow for New York to have to make the play call, and it very well could be a B bomb site rotation.
Havoc's
See
just
dead silence
chilling,
pop from
bro.
one member.
I love Havoc.
Brack ends up getting the
Ooh,
information.
called out.
Most
Yep.
important part, he stays alive.
Yes,
Back to
info. They're
Skies
going
in
B.
return. Florida no now, Jay.
Florida no. Now that the bomb is gonna be getting planted over towards B, so 2v2 on the retake. Brack's gonna take his sweet time, pushing his way to the stable.
Yeah.
He's able to take
Ooh,
down
wow.
Kirby.
I did
All
not
the
expect.
Oh.
Wow.
And Florida.
Florida.
Mutineers on
What
the
just
defensive
happened
end
in front
for
of
the
my
best
eyes?
team in
Great
the game.
retake.
Even in a 2v2 situation, no
Uh-huh.
panic.
Incredible.
There's
Yeah,
no
Havoc
pull
is
here,
normal.
Havoc is still
Oh,
in there.
that don't look right. That don't look right at all.
One
I don't
before.
know, Jay. That doesn't look like a whole
I've
lot
never
like
seen
a
that
pull-up
before.
to me, but
That don't look like a pull-up. That looked more like he was humping the air.
He's getting
he's
it.
very agile.
Get it?
We'll
Get
give
it?
it to him.
Get it?
His hair's
That
just
man
starting to
has
win right now, Jay.
dexterity.
And he's giving some love to Brack. Maybe a kiss on the cheek. Good job, buddy. You got a good KD.
Havoc.
Especially
Keep it
on
up.
defense.
What's up, man?
Absolutely.
That was
There
a
you go.
defensive
Look
round.
at that.
Boogie just got home, guys.
That's just
That's
good work
good.
right
That's
there for
good
Florida
news.
to play it super
Boogie
patient. I
woogie.
thought Brack was going to get some time.
Company D.
He was trying to watch that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
He's got the moves,
Practicing.
man. He's got the
It's
moves.
okay. It's
I
okay.
don't know if it's actually.
If I did that in real life, I would get
No, I don't think we
the
want
cops
that.
called on me.
Totally fine.
From life.
I'm good with it. A good moment.
Get a 30-day in the holding
Now, by
cell.
way,
Yep.
4-1 in the search to stroke. We gotta talk about that, New York. You gotta wake up.
Another one.
Another first blood Hydra. Oh my God.
I thought he was single tapping his gun. I was like, are you?
Kismet single taps.
Finds another. We're instantly in now to the 2v2. Havoc eager for
Ooh,
info, has got it.
Havoc.
But now it brings it
And
into a 1v1
the answer
Hydra
from Hydra.
versus Brack. And I believe Brack has popped that dead silence, so Hydra is gonna have no idea.
Oh.
He was gonna fuck with them.
He was gonna
For
get him.
Mr. 4KD.
He wanted the execution, imagine.
Florida. Now
I haven't
find
seen that since
themselves up
Cold War
5-1.
when Simp got well, it
I
was
waiting
both
for
Tiny
this
Terrors got
Florida
Crim
Mutineers for
6
quite some time.
in Cold War.
Show their stellar
It was on the
performance in
map
Search
with the
and
plane
Destroy.
in the middle.
Especially when
No,
you
it
allow
was
that many forces to get in.
I think
They were the best
Simp or a
that we
BZ
have
did
on
it
this
to
map,
Venom
and they're
or
showing
the
why.
LA Thieves
They put themselves now
because
at
I remember
They did
because
the Crim 6.
it was Slasher. He got up out of his chair. He was pissed off before the game even ended
That's fucking funny.
because it was the LA Thieves. Whenever they had Venom, they had dropped temp for Venom.
Oh yeah, you know what? You're right.
Okay.
Ooh, nice shots from Havoc.
Strikes early. Dead silence initiated.
But
He's
Florida
out
only
of there,
run
bro.
one round
For a little
away.
longer. Bomb planted. New York trying to make them come to them, and Florida says, "Absolutely, I will."
Wow.
Whoa.
Make it free to kick off this
Florida's
round.
making
Does
it
he have
happen.
an answer? He
Kismet said
sees
no,
players,
sir.
right?
He's
Let me
on the
get some
defuse.
too.
He's
Oh,
defused.
oh.
And hello
And that
to
is
a
good.
2-0 start
Wow,
to this
Florida.
series.
2 big map wins against NYSL
Their first
to
match
start their
on
tournament.
land
Remember, this is
together,
their first game.
and they're feeling good.
This is NYSL's second
Search and
game.
Destroy is incredible. Yeah, NYSL is definitely warmed up.
Yeah, and Florida is absolutely slapping right now. Wow. What a start to that search game. And
Will we see a reverse sweep?
it's very possible. I mean, Control is definitely a huge swing round. It goes hugely either way. Like, and guess what map it is? Fortress. So it all just comes down to who gets that defense at the end.
They want it. Each team wants it.
Usually onto Hydra, which is their playmaker on the opposite
Havoc
end.
11 and 4.
Florida just came out
Damn!
and played some flawless search and
He
destroy.
can hump the air, but he's doing going 11 and 4.
Kills, and I'm seeing Havoc with 8.
And they're down now 2-0 versus Florida Mutineers, who are 11th overall still in the standings.
The only thing that I know, Jay, is for FaZe, don't play them on Embassy Search
See
Destroy.
you guys
For
back
Florida,
with the
don't
swing.
play them on
Yeah,
Fortress,
Fortress
Search and
Control.
Destroy.
Like I said, it all comes down to can Florida get that defense last round.
I mean, we were talking about how this
very well could be over.
A situation where New York, they wake up a little bit late. It's going to be a fun series, sure. Maybe Florida can have a map here or there. They're up 2-0. We wanted them just to make a decent dent.
Yeah.
Now they're up 2-0. A Fortress Control where this team has technically yet to lose. They've only played it one time. Mutineers, you find yourself in a very good spot now for New York.
All right.
I'm gonna give you a quick recap of today's games once they bring up this here. Oh wait, what's this? Oh wait, never mind. Once they bring up this here graphic, yeah, I can't have the music. That's what gets me.
Yeah,
so I have to
definite mute.
But it should bring up the graphic here. I believe the day started off with Toronto Ultra versus. Oh wait, no. That wasn't today.
Whoa, that's yesterday.
Yeah, that was this. Because remember, oh here we go. It was the LAG versus Vegas. Was Marky B action coming in?
Marky B.
Our hearts going out to Arcides, who had to leave for some reason.
Our hearts also going out to Marky B, who floundered about during his series.
Crowd favorite though, I hear. Crowd favorite.
Definitely.
But Vegas moved on to win and play again later on tonight against the winner of the next game, as LAT absolutely rickrolled Rocker. No, nothing really Rocker could do about that one.
Yeah.
LAT just looking really good.
And then we had Optic.
Yeah, Optic versus
London Royal Ravens. The hard points were super close. Search and Destroy was complete Optic, and that's what happened.
And Ravens won the Control, which once again it was fucking Fortress Control, and they ended up losing it, which I was not surprised when I saw that they had fucking Fortress Control.
Shouts out to Nasty and his mother.
Nasty's mother?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. And then, as we are on the game, we're currently watching NYSL Florida as Florida take the first 2 rounds, as they really should not have won that hard point.
They are absolutely
NYSL
dominant.
Absolute troll the hard point.
Yeah, I have to agree, especially.
Now they did look good in search. I'll give them that. They looked really good in search, but they have NYSL trolled hardpoint 100%.
Well, you know what they say about the search. Search wins tournaments.
Hey, that's kept Optic in it, as they won 2 search matches and 1 hardpoint when they were down almost 80, 90 points in that hardpoint against London.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Optic, I believe, play it's going to be the winner of this one. So if Florida win, they'll play Optic. If NYSL win, they'll play Optic tomorrow.
We'll see more Optic tomorrow, for sure.
Yep, Optic will play tomorrow.
And definitely on Sunday, too. Why? Because we're Optic boys in this house.
I believe the winner's bracket games is the Toronto Ultra and Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Yep, Boston 3-0 Optic. They won.
And then FaZe and somebody else. Who's our last team?
Seattle.
Seattle. Correct. Seattle.
Holy crap, I just pulled that out of the top of my head from nowhere. I was all staring at the screen. But yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely there with y'all.
So those are
Love
the
y'all.
winners bracket games I believe will also go on tomorrow. So we have those
Yep.
two games.
Those are some big games.
Yeah, those are
Huge
huge games. And then their losers will go on to face the winners of this Optic and probably looking Florida right now, and then the winner of the winner of that Vegas LA Thieves later on tonight.
Right.
I think
Well, guys,
I'm gonna
like
step.
we said, we bring it to you.
Yep, I'm gonna step out for a couple seconds. As soon as it comes back on, I'm gonna go see about getting some food. So I'm starving. So
All right, likewise.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. Upgrade your game with the SCUP, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Alrighty, friends, and welcome back to day 2 here of the Optic Texas Major. It's been a wild day so far of elimination games, but I gotta take a look, Jay, at our last map, having a blast. And I'll tell you what, man, our stats team was hard at work. They were crunching the numbers. 3-0 this season when Havoc does pull-ups. That's wild.
That's insane, man. The guys, every time they get a W, it's usually this guy getting a nice little workout in, man. But they made that search for sure look easy. 6-1 dominant fashion. Like, Havoc's just, I don't know if he's as big as Doug Sensor, but that many pull-ups, brother.
I mean,
you gotta be getting
game, anything is possible. I'll tell you that much. I think it's fair to say Havoc very well could be looking for different junction spots on every single search destroy map to keep that statistic rolling. But speaking of rolling, right now Florida Mutineers absolutely are, right? For New York, we talked about it. Our Major 1 champions, we hold them to a very high standard, high regard. There's been conversations about, the flights when it came down to Major 2. Was that team really there or not? I mean, from a standings, point of view, you finish first, and then you finish top 8 and top 12. I gotta say, man, it's undeniable that a series loss here, whether it's 3-0, game 4, game 5, whatever it is, losing to Florida, it definitely knocks you down a peg or 2.
I know, but you forgot that we're casting it. So
that's true.
It's still 3 maps left to be played. New York Subliners going into some Fortress Control. They have a 7-1 record, and the reason why is because they are second on attack. They are also second on defense. And they also have the second best player on the attacking side when it comes to KD, and that's Hydro, 1.19. So New York are far from done in this series, but they now have to win their best control map. I think they have a good shot with Hydro on their swap.
Yeah, they absolutely do, and I think for the Subliners, it's time to get a little bit of frustration out here on the defensive side. Just get Mutineers pinned back in their spot, at least if you can. Already for the Mutineers, they made themselves a very sizable dent quickly over at that A zone. A matter of moments before they can really get that first capture in. Kismet dancing around, finds that one, and from there, work to be done here for the Mutineers, but a big victory there for Brack. Guarantees that segment. They'll take that for Florida.
Yeah, he's definitely taking that, because already 1 segment done. You didn't have any cohesives to work with at the beginning of this round, but job well done. So at least get 1 completed. Now with the minute and 15 on the clock. Now's the time to get out. Capsule finds himself already in art, causing all the players from New York a little bit of problems. But he's just trying to make an opening for his teammates to try to get out. They're going to turn around and go over towards B now.
Player 7, player 8, men to look out for. Kismet goes low. And with that fellow, we'll see the respawn screen. 1 segment is all that the Florida Mutineers have. They've had a good, few opportunities. They've definitely had their chance to make it past that 50-yard line. But will there be another chance? Can they have a little bit of cohesion to make their way through the setup again? Or is this where the spawn trap truly gets put in force? After winning a few of those fights, Jay, I would definitely say it's looking more like the spawn trap side of things, a 4 down. This is going to be potentially a very painful 33 seconds.
Yes, now if you are Florida, just want to don't get outslayed heavily in this round, just in case they are able to tie it up in segments. Take your time, try to find an opening, but New York is still cutting them all down. Currently on a 17 spree, as Skies and Hydra are trying to work towards earning that cruise missile. Florida just going to take their time. They said, we gave up too many lives. Let's just chalk this round up, and obviously the crowd's going to let you know about it.
I'll take that if I'm Cap. This guy's on a 5, Priestut. Not able to find that, but at least for Caesar, you are going to have that streak moving forward into round number 2. So 1 tick on the board. Pretty
Someone only has
standard
one
stuff
kill
when it
so
comes on a
far.
fortress on
That's not
attack.
good.
I guess
That's
you'll
me.
take it if you're the Mutineers, but
Not you.
you'd have definitely loved giving a
I
few
went
of
and
those
rummaged through the
opportunities to add
fridge,
a little bit more
found a pizza
to
box,
your
had
name
3
as the first round
slices.
comes to a close. Like we said, man,
Sick.
for the Subliners, you got a streak moving in. You can definitely use that.
Me and Bruce are
Next
currently
Yeah,
sharing
this
it.
is what you want to do for this next round right here. You want to
Nice.
invest that cruise missile to at least earn yourself 1 segment complete. So that might be what Skies is now thinking about. So he ends that round on a 6th streak. Can potentially try to extend that, but now with New York on the attacking side, they have trophy systems that able to get out and make their way over towards B.
See what they can do with those trophies down. We talk so often about the early team fights here on Fortress Control, specifically for the attacking side teams. Early team fights are everything. Currently padded up. A few tags to back there from Hydra. Paco's got it back on and up. From there, Brack eventually does drop him. That being the case, one last player's behind enemy lines. Brack, you gotta turn around. Okay, Kismet.
Kismet with the trigger control. Jesus.
Can the Bulldogs make the play? That's going to be another. Kismet opening things up now for the rest of the roster. They've got 3 men now inside of the B zone.
Already 1 segment complete. Florida know that they cannot give this one up for free. Fellow finds the first kill with the nade. Whole lot pressure through the backstabs. Trades are bound. All falls onto the Bulldogs, but he gets taken care of. He sets up Hydra to set up that flank. Find those 2 kills. 2nd segment already done. This has been a great round from New York, even if they lose this.
Yep, that's exactly right. They'll go ahead and take the lead when it comes down to segments. So for the next 40 seconds, you at least do have an advantage, but I am sure they want more than that. Sky is trying to go on a bit of a run. He now has an open lane to get into that B zone. Snaps on one, not able to jump onto the second, runs out of ammo, but he'll quickly get that tack. Ready to go forward once more. A few missed jump spots, but can New York make
He's got a
another
cruise missile
push
already.
at any of these zones? As they'll run right on forward. They've got a 2-man stack in it. This could be B zone captured.
Oh my.
And it will be. Texas, go crazy. It's been captured. The B zone has been grabbed, and there could be more on top of it. A few go down, and now for the Subliners.
Uh-oh.
They have stopped that time again.
Things can start to get dangerous if you're not ironing up right now for the Florida Mutineers. All the kills in the feed are going in favor of New York. 14-9 in lives remaining.
New
Havoc
York
finds
is
to at least
making some
relieve some
pace
of that
behind
pressure.
their feet.
It would look like not be an easy round for New York. They're able to complete that B point, extend time
Love
by
to
a
see
minute,
it.
and they're
Skies
keeping up
with a
in the
Predator
sling.
missile.
You're going to invest that cruise. You're trying to close out this round now.
Le Cruz.
Fellow able to stay up. Information gain. You see Fellow
Correct
stay
me if
alive.
I'm wrong,
Takes
but
them
I feel
out.
like
Not
we've
able
only
to
had
whip.
one listener
They're
in
on
this
the high
entire
road.
series.
Paco
Oh, yeah.
able to find another one. Mutineers down to just 4 respawns. New York stacking the point, and this is going to be a round somehow, some way, either through lives or through segments. Mutineers doing what they can. Skies, oh my goodness, great work.
Wow,
Be
New
able
York
to cut
take it.
away the Mutineers.
Yeah, they did.
Job done for New York as they have answered and then some here in this game 3.
Now, Florida, they just got to think about winning an attacking round because segments are going to be out of play. So they currently find themselves down by 5. As New York just do everything correct in those moments, finding all the kills in towards Art, pressure over towards B. I would have liked to see at least a Florida player wrap back towards the back steps, try to take somewhat stage control, but everyone was trying to play in towards Art. And New York holding down the map position eventually found that opening to take that attacking round. Now, Florida need a miracle. You have to try to win an attack.
That's exactly right. Miracle indeed. A 2-0 comeback on Fortress Control has happened, maybe, but at least it hasn't happened for a while, I would imagine. Hydra, aggressive. Okay,
man,
he
he's
just
starting
has
to heat
great
up.
life. Paco, just run, just fry. Have a good time, buddy. That is exactly what the comms, I'm sure, are sounding like right now for the Subliners. Kismet trying to get aggressive. He falls. As we said, the slide numbers so far for New York have been impeccable. Free stuff. He's been having a great time just sitting in the Jansport watching everybody fry. But it is a chance now for the Mutineers. They've got 3 players inside of that B zone. How long can they stay up?
First segment already in. Hydra's just going to throw this nade. Make sure he's able to clear out all these close corners as the contestant's going to come in from the back end. Havoc's able to take down Kismet. As now New York is trying to set up for the pinch, but Florida, they're cutting them all down.
Okay.
That's a clean forward. That B's already done and dusted. Now you just have to make that transition over towards A.
This is already I think maybe the most interesting fortress control that we've seen in a while. I'll take
Unbelievable.
this.
So
I
many
love it.
segments.
I love seeing that B zone be captured, Jay. It's lovely. Minute 30 on the clock, some time to work with. Absolutely, if you're Florida, but you can't get too ahead of yourself. I was gonna say that mid-map positioning, sometimes it can be great, sometimes not so much. Back to the drawing board, back to the spawns, go Florida. Like we said, they've done a great job so far, but minute 20 on the clock, they found those 2 picks. What can they do with it? Fellow trying to lead the charge, lead the comms. As they're running forward into Blacksmith, it just feels like they continue to drop. When it comes down to their numbers, Fellow falls. And like we said for the Mutineers, just feels like they're starting to run out of steam.
Oh, but Florida, they're able to find 2 kills. Hydra at least takes down 1 in towards Capsule. So you can take a little bit of map controls. They're able to take down Hydra. Now your only focus is on where is Kismet. He's been causing them problems all around maps. You eventually take care of him, but he does earn that cruise missile. So now with only 45 seconds left, 14 to 12 in lives remaining, Kismet's gonna invest that cruise. He's gonna give all the information to his teammates and try to put them back in the trap.
Strict lands. Damage done. Hydra, yep, he'll pick
All
up
that.
right where the streak will leave off. 30 seconds to go. Very well. What could be the final 30 seconds of this game number 3? New York, we talked about it, we discussed it. They've got to answer, they've got to wake up, and they absolutely have. Across the board, wonderful slaying numbers from Kismet, Skies, and Hydra. 3 lives left, the white flag is out. NYSL are gonna stay alive and keep this series afloat. 3-0 in game 3.
At least they didn't get slapped.
That was just too easy right there for New York. They started off on the defensive side. They only allowed Florida to take 1 segment, but when they go on that attack, just the pressure the ARs were putting on and also the SMGs with full-on art control, they were just finding all the kills in the right moments, and were able to take an attacking round and eventually close it out on defense. That's just textbook right there in New York. That's what they do on a map like Fortress, one of the best teams we have in the game. Clean 3-0. The ending score is now New York stay alive in this series.
Whew, able to stay up, and I don't know.
Tell you, brother, we're going.
It feels like we're on the journey to potentially a game 5. Regardless of it, though, got to give a lot of props, though. To
Someone say
Subliners.
reverse
We talked
sweep?
about it, right?
I think
These
someone
people
did
wake
say
up
reverse
and
sweep.
answer.
It wasn't me.
Fellow 8 and 23. Oh my Lanta.
This time, though, for the Subliners, it felt like they
8,
maybe had a
fellow?
little bit
8?
more of an
8?
to them,
8.
right? It just felt like every time they were in a situation, whether it was Kismet who was able to rifle away a few, they just had so many opportunities when it came down to that B zone. But round 2 really is the one to highlight. However, we'll take a look at every single highlight so far throughout this game. And, well, Jay, it's definitely going to be a lot of New York highlights.
Oh, yeah. Without question. Florida couldn't really find anything to do on this.
I've been telling you, fellow ain't got the gunny anymore.
Over towards that
Maybe in
point.
challengers, just not happening.
At least maintaining map control, but I think this was a game-changing play of the game. We saw Kismet with great trigger discipline. He's able to find that 2 kills, which eventually allows his teammates to stack over towards B, close out that point, and then maintain the map.
Can't be
control
using
the
a
way that
pistol,
New York
fella.
did. They take the control.
That's just not.
Stay
It's
alive in
just
this series, and
what can't
now
happen.
looking forward, we have a Mercado hard point where Florida Mutineers, even with their new roster, have yet to play it, but with their old roster, they were sitting on a fat donut. 0-6 on this map. So I'm telling you, man, I just have a feeling we're going to another game 5.
I know, Jay, but we got to talk
Sitting
about
on
it.
a fat donut.
There's still a game 4 to be played. We can't count out the Florida Mutineers. Can we? No, we definitely cannot. Right, they went up 2-0 in the series. It looked great to search, destroy. I mean, I'll be honest, it felt like in the opening hard point that we had on Hotel, that was New York's game to lose, and they lost it. They squandered it, but finally able to get a respawn under their belt. Kismet dropping some big stats here. 25 and 11, just an all-out brawl. You see 83 to 50 in total kills. Does not get much better than that.
Damn,
But
83 to
we talked
50.
about that Mercado hardpoint that's coming up next. We discussed it, right? Florida team yet to play it. Really, every iteration of this roster has not
Yikesies.
seen success. On the flip
Just
side,
like we
New
said,
York,
there goes that
great
swing
memory.
round.
They haven't played it in a while.
Control could go
New York
either
haven't
way.
played this since
Yep.
January 15th, but the last time they did play it, they found a victory. They have an overall record of 4-2. What makes them great at this map is that they are the
Check your
#1 breaking
Facebook, by the
team on
way.
a map like
A little bit
Mercado,
of
where
humor.
It's very
I
difficult
laughed
to break
at it.
a majority of these hills. They are
I
third in
saw.
overall rotation, and they are second in holes. Going up against Florida, like I said, who's sitting on a donut, 0-6. They haven't played with the new squad, but with the old team, Biggest thing that they struggled with was their breaks, which was dead
Weenie
last,
head.
their holds, which was about 10th, and also their rotations was sitting around the middle of the pack. I just think that New York finally woke up in this series. If they do what they need to do correctly, if you're winning your rotations,
All right,
even if you're
Pinocchio,
not, if you're
trying to be
finding
a real
those breaks
boy.
like you have been with the #1 breaking team in NYSL, they're going to be able to force that game 5. Fellow, he didn't have the best performance in that map #3, but he's a guy with that veteran leadership who's going to be leading in the communication. You have to make sure you're staying a foot ahead when you're talking about Mercado Hardpoint.
And Jay, from your standpoint, from your expert opinion, does it feel like for Florida it has to be here? Like,
No.
does it have to be done in game 4, or do they have that game 5 they can still rely on?
I think I think Florida, even in this situation, if they fall short in this map #4, just the way that we saw their S&D performance in that map #2, this is also a game #5 on Hotel S&D where they have previously matched up. So you know what New York like to do.
Okay.
I just think you have the homework in your favor. You just have to come out and probably try to close it out in this series. You don't want to force it all the way to the game 5 where all the nerves are on. You're probably thinking in the back of your mind, we can't get reverse swept. We need all these points. They're still trying to make it into champs. They only have a total of 60 CDL points, and taking down a team like New York would change the confidence for this young Florida roster. So they don't have to get it done in 4. I think they still have a chance if it goes to 5, but if you're Florida, control your own fate. Try to close it out in 4.
Absolutely, man. We'll go and take a look at the Florida Mutineers scouting report. As we said, a lot of eyes on this roster when it comes down to the recent roster change that they make. A lot of people were curious to see what this team was going to look like coming into the Major 3 qualifiers. Can they improve in their hard point? And obviously you can see the record doesn't necessarily show it, but they did walk away with that opening Hotel hardpoint W. When you get to land, Jay, I mean, obviously you know it as a player, being in front of the crowd. You got some guys who really love being in front of a crowd like this, being on the main stage, maybe being on land, being in Texas is exactly what this Florida team needs.
Yeah, Florida, at least in that map #1, completely turning the tides. When you talk about that dead last and hard point. This new squad, though, they have an over record of 8-27. With the new team, they are 4-5 in hard points. So that's good. That's something you definitely are looking forward to. And
That's
now,
good.
I really don't
That's
know
a very
what
good.
to expect, because this team is yet to play Mercado.
That's as
Hardpoint. We
good.
don't know if they're going to be one of those
All
stellar
right,
teams off the
pizza
rotation.
is done.
Great
Oh man, I
communication,
feel
cutting
so
their
much
losses
better.
early. So I'm super excited to see what this new squad is able to do.
Well, with the roster that they have, what do you think?
Oh man,
when
I
it
got
comes
some
down
milk
to
in the
players to
fridge.
look out
That
for?
made me
What
feel better.
Guys can really make this team a stellar roster on Mercado
Milk?
hardpoint.
I think it's going to have to be in bracket, fellow. Those guys
Yes,
with
sir.
the ARs have to put themselves in the power positions. We're talking about Money Hills towards P2, bottom cantinas, even towards the P6, top cantinas. Everything on that side of the map, your ARs are
The
able to
duo
hold
might
down
run
lanes
by,
themselves.
so I might need
So I'm really looking
AFK
at
for a
them
little bit.
just winning their rotations
good.
to a couple hard points,
I'm not
holding
sure
down the
yet,
power
though.
positions, and opening up those lanes for their
This one will be over.
And I'll be
Some
honest, man, I am,
might be over after
when I
this
talk
map. It
Florida,
might
I'm
not
also
be.
a little
We'll see.
concerned,
Alright.
to see Hydra
Just saying.
on Mercado hardpoint.
Oh, yeah.
Just, you
I
know,
mean,
you
both
know
teams
what
are
the
going
guys
hard.
do. We saw them do some damage when it came down to
They
Fort
have
Worth,
some.
another
They're
close-quarter match.
stalling.
Got to be careful with it. But Jay, we
Yeah.
also got to talk about play some right. By the way, I know that we're all here in Texas. We're having a wonderful time, but if you haven't already, make sure to load up, get in the game, and within probably, I don't know, Jay, 2 hours, you'll be a higher rank than me.
Yeah, that is despicable, my friend. I don't understand what you were doing. Why are we not grinding? I haven't been able
I
to play
was a
Call of
little
Duty
late.
with you
I
for
was
a long
little
time.
late. Within like 48 hours, you were already top 250. I literally couldn't even play with you.
But we were in the green room casting the online stage. You were telling me you were getting turned on left and right, brother. That's unacceptable. We need to get better gunning.
Are you gonna do that in front of these fans?
I'm sorry, man. I just got to tell the truth. I'm not a liar.
I thought we had something special.
We
I
do
ain't
have-
a liar,
but
he
we gotta
said.
get better. We got to be grinding.
All
We
right,
got
Jay,
something special here.
After the series is over, we gotta
I
get
forgot
like
this
a
timestamp
therapist
on
of
the
some
last
sort to
map.
improve this.
Overall, this series a 1.5 from Skies.
Mercado
Whoa.
hardpoint coming up next. It's gonna be a blast, guys. So far this series, he's having a ball. A 1.5? That's ridiculous. Cesar Skies Bueno investing in his game as per usual. We talk about the vet when it comes down to this Florida lineup and Mr. Tyler Fellow. T-Fellow. See what he can do. Putting in the lovely work when it comes down to the objective in that opening hotel. But can it be ice for the Mutineers? Can they lock it up here on Mercado? Get those points that they are so desperately needing when it comes down to champs at the end of the year? Or can the Subliners force us to a game 5? Here we go.
We're starting off on this map.
Oh.
We are starting off on the better side. We were talking about Skies having a phenomenal series, and he already starts it off with a nice little three-piece in the feed. Make it 4. They're trying to maintain that green side of the map, but one player is going to be able to slip on through. Brack He's going to put himself in that position. Now he's able to flip those spawns for Florida. But New York are doing a great job of just getting all this time off of this P1 as much as they can.
Yeah, they can. Well, Skies is making the highlight plays, but ultimately it is the Mutineers doing a wonderful job when it comes down to really the point of the game, the objective of the game. They'll have their toe now into P1, but more specifically, they've got the rotation now toward Cantina. Without question, we talk about Mercado. Lots of money hills, but these two in specific over at the Cantina, bottom and top, are the ones to look out for. Skies to start early with some highlights, but now it is Big Cap's turn. Trying to get things going. That's now going to be 4 in a row for him. Do we have 5? Is 5 on the cards? No, not going to happen. Mutineers take the lead.
Mutineers take the lead, and now it's all on to Bracken and Fellow. They combine for 3. The
Viscera's
AR
fast.
Close engagements are able to hold the first push from New York. Fellow finds 4 in the feed, so now this is where New York are put in the situation we have to cut our losses. We have to give up that final 30 seconds. We have to be able to set up properly around this 10 hill. As Priesta does at least find that rack.
It was funny.
Able to take
It
off
was
a little bit
fucked
of
up.
time towards this P2. But it's going to be New York in that full rotation over
They
towards
call him
them.
Big Cap every
Fellow,
time, not me.
3 start for him. We were talking about how he's been in the objective, but this man
They got no
can
cap.
still slay. Ladies and gentlemen, 8-3 after 2 hard points. The last iteration of the Mutineers, as we said, 0-6 when it came down to Mercado hard point. They
Maybe
were
now
last in
NYSL
breaks.
can get some
What
points
can this team do? One player
P3.
spawns out a current 4v3. Brack looking for the angle as Mutineers begin their attack.
Hey, you just got to bait for Fellow right here.
More beer for me.
Going to be in the later half of this game. He's just going to try to push right on in. He eventually does drop the Kismet. I would have liked to see Fellow just take his time there because that kill was so important. Eventually leads to Kismet finding 3. So New York needed a response at the 10 hill to get themselves back into this game. And it's looking like it's potentially going to be a full 60 hold for them to take the lead.
Yeah, like you said, man, that just did not look like a very well-coordinated moment there. It's like if you're looking for at least 1 out of the 2, and it felt like for Florida, they go 0 for 2. Whether streaks or breaks, they don't find either. And quickly, New York have not just found themselves back in this game, but a full 60 over at 10 will now lead them into this game.
Those
Give
nades
them the
popping.
advantage. To Barbershop we go, toward the back alley.
Pop it.
Get ready for trophies, get ready for nades, get ready for some bad steps because here come the bullets. Early exchanges coming forward, an all-out headbutt, and for good reason. The hard point goes for it.
That was a cool
Into
little
we go. Hydra able to find another as New
wall
York
bang
jump
spot
right
if it
on
would
in.
have worked.
Everyone's just trying to get a haircut, man. Chairs are stacked in towards the barbershop.
My fat ass was just trying to remember what I just had to eat because I wanted to go get something else. Better chill.
Florida are able to find the instant break
At the major, they had the barber that cuts all the optics hair at the venue giving haircuts.
Oh, Leekson's barber?
Leeksies, yep, and Hexes.
Take there for the Mutineers as they look great to walk away with the final 15. I was going to say player 5, the really
Who's
player to look
outside?
out for in Capsule. Trying
Somebody's
to be a
outside.
scout. He just gets a wonderful
Slap.
start. He just
No,
looks
that's
to the top side. New York are going to have no idea that he's here, and he gets 2
Oh, never mind.
for free.
There's nobody.
He gets 2 for free. Kismet eventually finds him, but that spawn, without a doubt, gives Mutineers the early advantage.
Yeah, Capsule gets the gods to bless him in that situation. Now Florida able to find this early break on towards the courtyard hill. New York are all trying to push out from garage, but it's Florida with more bodies there winning these trades.
They are indeed. A big moment, a big spot right now.
Oof.
Mutineers.
Oof. A lot of green right there.
And there is no
A lot of
better time
green.
than right now
Yep.
to go to
Listening.
enlisting with the Mutineers.
Okay, make cut. I got you. You want your own make cut, Cap?
Okay.
You should go, Tyler.
It's a good time.
I'm backing up.
You should go, Cap.
I'm gonna hold you back for a little bit longer. Wait, where are we going? Where's that?
Go hedge here, go hedge.
Go, Tyler.
Leaving.
Could be deep to my right. He's subbing?
Take your time. Try to play for an entry.
One's laying down tunnel, Kismet. He's just laying down
Right
on the
side,
tunnel.
right side, guys, go carpet.
Left side
We're
tunnel,
going
he's still
carpet.
there.
We're going
He's still
carpet.
there.
Left tunnel weak. He went left. He went Z. Kiss. Z. One's trips.
Don't line up.
Absolute trips.
Priesta trips.
I'm taking a long route.
Go left. Don't play heads. One's head shouldering, one's tunnel, and then one's top knee.
One was trips, okay. Okay, I heard it.
Go for carpet.
Still trips. Trips is one shot. He's just laying down back there.
His
I'm running
trips
out of-
holding tunnel. You
I'm
can't
running out
cross
of
it.
look over.
Make sure
Trips is weak.
Kismet just
Trips coming.
need to kill that guy, guys.
Trips.
I still spawn courtyard. I'm coming. Gold. One semi on you. That's two dead.
I'm flying.
There's. I don't know where this one.
Find your trips, one shot.
Weak, I hit
He ran towards
once or
Barber.
twice. He's by Barber.
He's fake stun.
Stay
Yep,
semi.
yep. Make sure you play these
No,
spots.
what's behind me? Fuck, what's
He
behind
can
me?
stand Barber.
He's still here, guys.
Two,
Nice.
He's
really weak. Good job.
Look for.
Looking for it.
I don't see anything back alley.
No,
I'm
he's
pressuring
shouting
this.
the hook, bro. Fuck,
I'll play first.
He's sign corner. He's
Hilo
Florida
has
Mutineers,
such
I
a
don't know about you, Lena,
soft-spoken
but it felt
voice.
like they were in a library or something. Everyone was kicked up.
Yep, and Capsule dropped
They were
3
all
2
just being
F-bombs.
super locked in. No one high energy.
At least.
As they were trying to set up the break in towards Cantinas, but New York with a full 60
But
hold.
New York
able to
pulled
get
within
themselves
about
right
10
back into
points.
this game.
Actually, about
Florida
13
doing a
points
great
of
job
Florida
putting
here.
themselves on the preferred side of the map for this
Florida
next
capping
hill.
on this
They're
one,
set
though.
up fully for this parking lot hill.
Yep, can
Money
they hold?
hill.
Very well could tell
Ooh.
the tale of
Ooh,
really what
never
the
mind.
rest of this series could look
Gas was
like.
finished.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
it's looking quite nicely there for the Subliners.
What a break.
I was going to say, if Mutineers hold, that very well could be a sign of things to come. But on the flip side, Subliners there for the break, a full 60 on that last hill, and right now they are primed and ready to get some great time now at P7.
Capsule freaking out. What is
All
he
right,
doing there?
eventually does get found out. Nice long-term gunfight there with the French phenom. Hydra currently stalled, but the rest of his teammates are doing everything that they need. Falls off the 5 spree, but New York, a great answer.
Florida gonna get that scrap
The
though.
Mutineers will
That's
find
big scrap.
the last few
Big
seconds.
scrap.
But Jade, this
Huge
is very
scrap.
much so a neck-and-neck game. Battle
take it back
now
into
going
P1.
down to the bottom side of the map, and that has got to be the focus for right now. Pistol out. Skies gets a little dicey.
Why does he have a sight on his
Able to
pistol?
find it, and now New York preferred map positioning.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that
For
New York
water.
gonna change this go around. Second rotation
maybe
in the hard points is setting himself up properly for that Cantina Hill where Florida
What do you
found a
mean
lot of
maybe? There's
success.
no water on this
So far,
map.
the Mutineers, they're getting all the kills in the
But it
feed.
might be the
Skies
reason why he
turn
has it.
around, put his back
For
towards
Hydra.
Brack, and
Oh,
now
no, it's not.
Florida picking up all those kills. They are able
You're not
to
gonna
flip
switch
the
out
map.
your whole
They're
class
getting
just for one
closer and
pistol.
closer to that 250-point
Yes, you
mark.
would.
But Hydra, my name is Paco.
Oh, wow.
He strikes again. He finds 3.
My name is Paco. Hydra. My word. Having an answer, and he's going to need another one, but you can guarantee.
Wow.
Big
Himself
baby.
a moment. Now on 5 in a row. 1 away from the cruise.
Yep, there it
However,
is.
a few
Big
players
star
have
on
started to make
board.
their way toward the backside.
Gotta back up.
Mutineers, they have an angle. They have a chance. Player number 7 not going to get any close spawns. So with that, sweat off the brow. Hydra eventually falls off of his spree. And now here come Florida. They've got numbers for the moment.
Look at the spawns for New York all the way at 10, so it's going to be all out pressure for Florida through the back alley. Hydra knows that this is where you have to invest that cruise missile, give the information to your teammates and where they're all coming from as they find 3 in the feed. And now they're going to be able to get fully set up for bottom Cantinas. Florida have to try to find a break. There's 3 stacks to that
NYSL take the
barbershop
lead
out.
again.
Need a break now, as we said, for
He's still
Mutineers.
wearing
This
the
game is
snake
huge.
from
Momentum is
face. You
starting
can't
to
fool
go
me.
the other direction. It's starting to favor the
Can't
left
fool
side of
me.
the screen. Fellow able to
Oh
find
my
one.
God,
Skies.
Skies.
Skies is able to answer. Can Caesar find another? Presence felt. A few tagged. A few shots exchanged. 15 seconds still to fight for. Meanwhile, that rotation is happening. Skies wins his fight. And on the other side, I believe it's New York who also are in the driver's seat, but here comes Brack. Can this streak deliver? Yes,
Killed
it does.
Hydra.
Brack able to find one, and now it's Florida who find themselves in desperate need of a bit of map positioning. An all-out headbutt now. And in we go, 3 down.
That's good work right there for Florida to get that cruise missile invested so you get all the information on where they're trying to break in from. They find all the kills. They are also able to shut
Big
down
cap.
Hydra. Capsule
Going
currently on the
huge.
3-3, trying to turn up for the Florida Mutineers. This has been such a back and forth hard point, but it's looking like Florida going to take the lead right on back.
Oh my God, another lead change. Capsule doesn't know where to look. Does not know
Capsule
where to
needs
look.
more
And from
eyes.
there,
Skies.
Skies. Oh, he does not spot
How many
Bubbles
more
on
eyes
top.
does he
That's
need?
A big 1v1. Mutineers.
At least
now able to
one,
grab
maybe.
that, and now it's a battle of the rotations. It has been all-out chaos, and it begins again.
New York just had 2 players spawning towards
What is
middle
that?
Godheady because Florida had a couple players spawn out towards back alley.
Bananas.
And now it looked like to be Florida after winning all those gunfights.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Now not going to have those preferred spawns. New York can potentially win it here, but now you have one player, Kizzit, spawning all the way across the map. Florida has to put on the pressure.
We talked about it in our opening hard point. So many HPs lately for New York have been going down to the wire, and they have been losing them. Can it be the opportunity?
2 down.
Could this be the catalyst?
3 down. That's all.
Yep.
It is chaos again.
My
20
deal.
seconds to win for Florida.
Kill, and now they
And
find
knock
themselves
NYSL
in
out of the
best
major.
position possible.
NYSL cannot win on this hill, even if
beginning
they
to
cap it.
scramble. A few more
This is
kills,
Florida
and this
all
could be
day.
series. This could be series.
Oh, he's coming in the back.
Capsule, the big
Wait,
one.
no. He's done.
Take it. Oh, big cap.
Why'd you
Now they have to
wait?
find another. And now for New York,
They
could
can
come
still
down
do
to
it. They can still go. They can still get it. Get in there.
game. If Havoc wins it,
Oh.
it's a tick.
Oh,
game.
it's going to be so close.
That's game!
Oh. Oh, Florida.
What a way to go. What a way to go. What a way to go.
Wow.
You saw it here first.
You saw it here first, folks. NYSL knocked out of Major 3 by Florida.
Man gets paid again.
Havoc made the huge play just in time. Just in time.
Everybody, every single player was thinking about their rotation, Jay, except
That guy's name is
one.
Cheek.
That being Cole. He goes for the last second challenge. He wins that.
How deep
Baseball?
are we?
And the Mutineers.
Yeah, let's baseball. We'll take a look at the. We'll stay live for the
Man, that was not
post
expected, Matt.
game
Usually in
interview.
those final moments, when you find yourself in a situation where
Yeah, I
you
don't
can
think
win
I'm going
off
to
of
be in
that
for the
whole
last
hill,
game today.
if Havoc
It's all good, man.
doesn't find that 1v1
What
kill,
about you?
he basically causes his team
I'm
the
gonna
map
do it.
because you don't have the numbers off the rotation.
Weird.
But he timed it perfectly. Didn't check his corner. He finds that kill onto Hydrant, and that time is starting to tick, man. Havoc's thinking in the back of his mind, hopefully I get this last little tick to
No,
come
Yes.
down the
I already
game,
missed too
'cause
many
I
as it
potentially
is.
almost
You're weird.
costed my team that map number 4. But he makes the heads up play.
Can't
He's
argue
able
with
to
me.
find
We
that
all know
final
you're weird.
time in towards the
Don't worry about
barbershop.
It's okay.
And what was Florida Mutineers, a team that struggled
Baseball.
in hardpoint.
That was a good game.
Take 2
Yeah, it
versus the New York Subliners.
Damn good, Matt.
And now send them home back.
Wild.
Florida wanted it. and You could tell.
So far here on just day number 2.
Can you
of
make
the
that as a
Upstate
thumbnail for me too?
Texas Major NYSL.
Before you
Nope.
go.
Out top 12.
What do I
Our
get?
Raleigh Major winners out just like
$1.
that. And it comes simply down
You said I needed
to
to do
one kill.
one
It comes
today.
down to
No, I
one
didn't. I said I'm doing 2.
situation.
No.
Impeccable
What do you mean you're
stuff.
doing 2?
And commiseration to the
Yeah,
Subliners.
two
What?
games, 2 matches.
Came out to play.
This one and the
Now,
next
given
one.
That opportunity to make the comeback on the hotel.
What's the
They
next
I said
looked
that.
clinical in
And
the
what?
third
Or
to search
the LA
destroy
Thieves
when it
and
matters
and
most.
Vegas.
Down the wire, down the
I don't
stretch here,
trust it.
Mercado. As we said, man, comes down to 1-1v1, and that's it.
And now it's Florida versus Optic. Oh,
Florida versus Optic.
what a
Oh
spicy
shit.
one.
Woo! All right, I know Texas was excited. Maybe I think you might worry them now, Jay. But that's good for myself and studies. We toss it over to the main stage. Miles,
What,
take it
right
away,
now?
buddy.
No,
Thank you
that's
very much,
tomorrow.
guys. I'm joined
Oh,
with
I
fellow
was like, what the
Mutineers fellow. Congratulations on a big win.
Thank you, Miles. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
So,
You guys, thank you.
crowd's been on your side. It's been really exciting, dude. Man, I sort of want to backpedal a little bit about the team's history. I mean, coming into this major before the team change, it felt like the Mutineers couldn't find a hard point if they spawned in it. You have helped transform that. How have you done that with the roster?
I mean, I think our did a really good job of building our team dynamic, and we have the ability to beat any team in the CDL when it comes to a respawn game mode. So obviously with a lot of success in challengers, they just trusted me, man. These guys, if I tell them to go jump in a fucking ball of fire, they'll go do it, man. And you can't ask any more from your teammates.
Love that trust. Absolutely love that. So, dude, obviously, all the game modes are pretty solid. Search and destroy is still sound. Obviously, that 6-1's a big victory.
Yeah, we have Cold Havoc.
There you go. What about that control? I mean, is that something you're working on now? Is there any major takeaways from this series?
New York, they're a really good team. I mean, every single respawn we just played, hardpoint wise, was insanely close. So they're a good control team, man. That's one of those matches we're gonna rewatch, and we have to learn from it, right? We have to.
Put out the Adderall
So,
filler.
do you know who you're playing next in the tournament?
Oh, I'm playing my son Daniel Ghosty. Dan, you know what I said to you. You knew this was coming. Good luck tomorrow, kid. Good luck.
The boogeymen, Mutineers, will be taking on Optic tomorrow. But, mate, congratulations.
Thank you.
Brilliant victory. Enjoy the rest. Over to the desk now. Take it away.
That'll do it here for us on the hard carry for this match. Any final thoughts, Kat?
Nope.
All right. Great game from Florida. We'll be here bringing you one more tonight. And then that's it. Much love, guys.